Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plants, and today we are unboxing and trying out our new Cuisinart ice cream maker. So first of all, why an ice cream maker? This is actually something that has been on my list to buy for a long time. This is something that I feel like maybe it's not a necessity, but it is going to get a lot of use in our household. First of all, non-dairy ice cream can be very expensive. I don't know about where you guys live, but here in Canada, it seems like when I want to buy a pint of vegan ice cream, it is like $7 or $8 for one tiny little pint. And let's be honest, those are only like, 3 or 4 servings. So even though it was a little bit expensive to buy this initially, I think it will end up saving us money because after buying a lot of $7 or $8 pints, I thought there's gotta be a cheaper option. So not only will homemade hopefully save us a bit of money, but it also can be a lot healthier. So when you can control the ingredients that you put into your own ice cream, obviously you can make it with less sugar or not using refined sugar if you choose. I'm even thinking of some crazy unique combinations where we add in some very healthy ingredients. And that way we will not only get our ice cream fix, but also have some health benefits as well. And lastly, I did want to get this ice cream machine because I think that we can have a lot more flavor variety. Right now, the stores that sell vegan ice creams near us don't have a lot of flavor options. There's basically just, chocolate, vanilla, and a handful of other flavors. I do see a lot of fruit-based flavors as well, but I thought it would be nice to be able to make our own so that we can try lots of different flavor combinations. Coffee, Rocky Road, maple pecan, I don't know, so many different flavors to choose from. And now the final question that you guys are probably all wondering is an ice cream maker really necessary to make your own ice cream? So I have actually previously experimented with making our own ice cream at home, and I've just always found that the consistency is a little bit off. It definitely works and there are ways to do it, but I'm hoping that this will improve the quality just a bit and make it taste a little bit more like store-bought ice cream. So I just purchased the most basic model, which is the ICE-21C, and I basically got this one because it was the lowest price, and I wanted to try out the more basic model to make sure that we like it and use it a lot, and then later I can always upgrade if I want. But also this did have really good reviews, and it does seem like a very good model, even though it's also the cheapest. So now we are just going to do a very brief little unboxing, and then we are going to try making some ice cream. So it looks like the first thing in here is the instruction and recipe booklet. Ooh, they give you recipes. I don't think any of these recipes are vegan, but I think it'll be easy to veganize things, so I'm not too worried about that. So we have what looks like the base here, which is a little bit bigger than I thought. I thought it was gonna be smaller, so that's good actually. I'm hoping that it's big enough to make a decent amount of ice cream at one time. But it has just a basic on-off switch here. I think the deluxe models might have something different, but the most basic one that I ordered just has this on-off switch. And then we should have 3 parts for the top, it looks like. So this is the bowl that you have to freeze. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have to freeze this overnight before we can try making ice cream. So I'll do that tonight. And you can hear there's liquid in it. I think that's how it gets frozen. And then I think this will just set on top of here. And then we have our mixing paddle, which will go inside, I assume. And the lid. That's easy. So this is a 1.5 quart size, which I think is equivalent to about 3 pints. But I'm not sure if you can fit an entire 3 pints, 1.5 quarts in there when you're mixing it. I've also read some reviews that people say you can't fill it all the way full, otherwise your ingredients will spill out. So we'll just kind of have to play around with it and see exactly how much does one batch make. Okay, so I'm just gonna wash all of these parts first. It looks like you're supposed to wash the plastic cover and the mixing arm paddle thing and the bowl as well. It just says to use some warm soapy water to wash all of those, and then not to wash the base. Of course, we don't want to get that wet. So I'm gonna wash all of these, dry them all thoroughly, and then I'm gonna put the freezer bowl into the freezer. So let's just read the directions real quick. Okay, so it says you need to freeze anywhere between 16 to 24 hours. Basically, you want to put it as far back into the freezer as possible because usually that's the coldest place in your freezer. And then after the 16 to 24 hours, you can take it out, shake it, and make sure there's no liquid sound. Can you hear this? So you can hear the liquid is liquid right now, and then after you freeze it, obviously it will be solid. You won't be able to hear any liquid jiggling. And the directions also say you can just leave this in your freezer so that it's ready to go at any time, because a lot of times you don't really think about, oh, I need to make ice cream tomorrow, I'm gonna freeze the bowl in advance. So you can just leave this in the freezer as long as there's nothing inside. So let's go ahead and give all of these parts a little wash, and then dry this one thoroughly, put it in the freezer, and we will come back in 24 hours and make some ice cream. Okay, it is the next day and we are ready to make some chocolate ice cream. I actually already made the liquid part of the chocolate ice cream mixture this morning. I found a very basic recipe from lovingitvegan.com, and I'm just gonna show you guys that footage right now. So I went ahead and made that already this morning because, as you guys saw at the end, you do need to refrigerate it for at least a few hours before adding it into your ice cream machine. So it has been a few hours since I made the chocolate ice cream mixture, and we are going to add it into our ice cream machine right now and hopefully have chocolate ice cream in like half an hour. So just one thing to note already, that this is definitely not an instantaneous recipe. It seems like not only do you have to prepare your ice cream machine in advance by freezing the freezer bowl, but it also seems that a lot of the recipes call for you to refrigerate your ice cream mixture before adding it into your ice cream maker. So there is definitely a lot of forethought in all these recipes, so do just keep that in mind. So it appears that the paddle part itself doesn't turn, it just stays stationary and the bowl just turns around it. I'm hoping that's how it's supposed to be. Let's go ahead and put in our chocolate ice cream mixture and see how this goes. So you can see this one that I've made is very solid, which the recipe does say that that's normal. So I think I'm just gonna have to gently ladle this into the machine. Wow, this looks good. Okay, now I know we need to work quickly, so let's get over to the ice cream maker and put this in. Okay, the ice cream machine actually stopped by itself when I had about 3 minutes left on the timer, so it only went for about 17 minutes. I did read that the ice cream machine will stop by itself if it gets overheated or if your mixture is too thick, and mine looks very thick. So I think that might be the issue. I think it should be good enough, like churned enough. So I'm going to scoop it out and put it into a Tupperware and then into the freezer to get it just a little bit more firm. I personally would eat it as is. I like my ice cream very like soft serve consistency, but I know my husband Q will want it a little bit firmer, so I'm just gonna freeze part of it for him and then we will check it in a few more hours. I actually feel like this mixture is so thick I can't even pull the paddle out. Like I've seen in videos and everything where people just like pop the paddle out and it's all like nice and ice creamy, but mine is not coming out. So I'm gonna scoop around it until I can dislodge it a little bit. So I feel the middle did not get nearly as frozen as the sides. I'm wondering if my mixture was just way too thick. It could also be that I had a very large quantity of mixture, and so maybe it was a little bit too full. So perhaps it would be better with a little bit of a smaller quantity so it could churn better, because I did notice it was like so full, it was almost coming out of the ice cream machine, and I was like, oh my God, it's gonna overflow, which it didn't. I'm impressed with that, but I think that might have made a difference as well. So maybe using a little bit less quantity at one time would be better. Gonna have to play around with it a bit more. Oh my gosh, this is like so thick. This consistency is actually like my favorite, like that partway melted. So let's put this guy in the freezer and then we'll see it in a few hours. Oh my goodness. This is so delicious. So far, I am very impressed with this ice cream maker. I have so many ideas of new ice cream flavors to try out, a lot of healthy ones. I have some very unique ideas that I want to see if they work. So watch for those coming soon. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I'm making new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it or found it helpful at all. And with that, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time.